Okay, so this is the demo review of my gravel pit game versus Naughty Badman for the TF2 official. This game went slightly better than the Badlands game, mainly because this is a lot wider. Scouts weren't able to dominate me as hard as they did in the Badlands one. So I'm just going to quickly talk through my setup. So this isn't something I do every single game. This is something I just do as a one-off, mainly because it might just slow down the push. The outlook that I have on gravel pit is to always go for a pick, because it might slow them down a bit. It's incredibly risky and it's incredibly stupid, and it's something that I am trying to
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
remove from my game,
5,
because it's not
4,
something that you should be
3,
doing,
2,
if I'm honest,
1.
because it's high risk and not so much reward. So our scout gets a headshot on a demoman straight away, so that's somewhat immediately slowed them down. Remember that sticky trap that I mentioned that I had on A? The trick to get that to work, it's not special, it's nothing fancy, but as soon as that A flashes, you blow it up.
Alert. Our
See,
control point has been captured.
and that is a scout down,
The control
so
point is being
A is
captured.
capped slightly slower, and they have one less player. So yeah, it is pretty much useless, but if I'm honest, it can help. Especially as gravel pit is pretty much all down to times anyway. I'm just going to fast forward it a tiny little bit because nothing really happens for a bit as far as I remember.
Enemy has
Okay,
received
so they're now trying to go in on our medic to try and get him to force. The objective of, well, the reason why doing that is so then our medic movers, so then they can just walk in and get a mover and try and go to the point. However, it's not very successful, and I don't see anyone. Thanks, Turbo. Thanks, Turbo, for the upcoming push, which I think they'll be forced to do it normally with the medic anyway. On here, you can obviously set up sneaky traps, but it just depends on, as you can see, I had one on the left, but I was a bit late. I got the demo weak, so I called to our Solly at the top to target him, and they got the early force. We were able to hold on to it for a little bit longer, but because of the damage I did to the demo before, it was an easy take hold. There was a scout on me, but Spin does a good job of saving me, and I do a fantastic job of missing all of my pipes. And I pick up the kill on him. Every time you sort of get into the situation, you should always try and look to maybe get forward and perhaps put up a sneaky trap. One thing you need to make sure is that they can hear you, which is why I didn't reload my stickies, just my pipes, because if he heard the reloading animation, he'd probably have known that I was around there. So it's vital to remember the sounds pretty much, because if they know you're around the corner, they just won't go there, or they'll target you and you might die. So our amazing scout again takes out the demoman for a second time from our spawn, furthermore slowing down their attempts. As far as I was aware, they were at C, so I thought they would push out here. However, I do believe they pushed out in the doorway to the front of me, which I think would be called B3. So it's normally good to label all the exits as a number. So you're on point B, and it goes clockwise round 1 to 4. So it's not such a bad option that I was split away from everyone, because they didn't really have anyone to target as much, and I was able to just sneak in and back up my players.
The control point is being captured.
They pretty much had everything under control from where I was. There was no immediate concern from me in the first place.
That air wasn't getting any lighter.
The problem with me doing relatively okay on gravel pit is that I can't really say much. So as again, this is sort of like the part where the other team will start getting frustrated. Because in most cases you kind of want your first gravel pit push to go well. If it doesn't go well, then you're behind. If it doesn't go well again, you sort of get more and more frustrated and you keep on trying to come up with ideas. As you can see, I just took out, or helped take out Haunter again, and he off-classed the heavy. And Coda gets taken down early again. Once again, I'm just throwing some spam over, mainly because they're in a difficult position. It's really good for a spam magnet down there. They Uber, and I believe we start to go in and just start picking up the kills. However, due to either my positioning or lack of communication, Spin wasn't really aware as to where I was, and we got disconnected and I died. Go forward. As you can see there, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm always checking the spots and the way out of spawn, because the last thing you want is to get taken out straight away for some skill. So as you can see, they're on our route. They're trying to pressure us from the right side. However, they don't really have enough firepower. And it's still quick being up. The main issue with that was they didn't really have the, well, they had the firepower, but it wasn't really confined to one place, so they should have really been together a little bit more. We had the high ground up there, they had a demoman and a soldier spamming from the bottom, so it wasn't able to do anything. Here I died, which doesn't really matter, I guess, because I did get a pick, so it slowed them down, but obviously I died, so I can't defend. It was somewhat stupid of me, but oh well. I felt confident because they had, well, the time left that's on the clock is 2 minutes 30, and there's, you know, quite a while to go. However, that sound was the sound of Spin dropping Uber, which sort of threw us off a bit more.
Our control point is being captured.
So I think it was just me that's up. I'm just doing some, like, as much damage as I can. As you can hear that, I got a really good pipe on both the players. Which means that the scout wouldn't have gone for me, or the demoman, but they'd be too weak. Because they both took the 100 pipe. I somehow managed to get out live. Guess what it was? I'm going to have to reload this fucking demo because it's really annoying me. I don't like watching people slide everywhere. I hope it's sorted it.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
So we're sort of being forced out a bit, and because we've got some decent time, like we've got 7:10 on the clock, that's for capping A and B. We sort of just let them take it because we were confident enough that we could beat that time. Even though I have actually never played Gravel Pit with Avenue before. Wait, I think I played it once. I just want to quickly check that my microphone is not muted. That's okay. So they push in and we have Uber as well. On this situation, I'm just trying to get up top so I can take the height advantage. It's a bit risky for me because I am sort of out of position. I'm not that effective when I'm on here. Because it's always a lot easier to spam from below and go up. Almost died from a pipe there. Got some sick dodging skills. Behold. And I get raped. I forgot about that. Yeah. really much I can say about that. Awkward. So yeah, I was fairly confident that this was all going well until I got killed. So once again, as I mentioned before, always checking the corners as I walk out, and that is the reason why. It was a good play from him to, you know, at least he was aware that I was respawning. If he got the pick on me, that would be very, very good for them. But now they've lost those scouts, so they've lost all of their captain power. However, they have run crits, and I should have really known from playing against Ace and from playing with Ace. But it's just one of those things. Not only that, because of their respawns being very, very good, they were actually able to capture the point.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
So here I'm going to show you some really, really sick prem strats. She's running NG.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
The main thing with this is just so that you can blast it away at the start, but I don't think I kill anyone. I think I changed my hat at that point, which is crucial, because one of the most important things is that the more badass you look, the more of a threat you look. So this is, we're attempting to try and force the medic. I can see him in the top left, which is a bit of an annoyance, but we get the sentry anyway. Which is at least good enough. So I think we timed it right, so then when we pushed, it was only level 1. I mean, we would have preferred to have gotten the medic, but you can't get him every time. For some situations, the sentry is good enough. So what we do now, I think we can push short or long. I think we go long, yeah. Or yeah. The main reason I was obviously behind this is that sentry is level 2, and it's easy to take out. Although we do lose both of our soldiers. And I believe we get out okay. I think we may even stay in. There's some good dodging by Ace because he's missed all my rollers. So we're sort of in this position where I'm not sure if we should get in or get out. I don't really have the firepower to go in by myself. I missed a sick air shot there, but never mind. So I can see the medic in the top right there, and I decide to go for him. I don't think I get enough damage on him. I get a pipe on the demoman, and I think I maybe do 50 or 60 damage to the medic. But if I remember correctly, you actually get a force, I believe. I think the snip was going in from C, but I can't really remember. So right now we're going to be doing the unique spy sniper strat where we have no scouts. It's not really a strat, I think it was just a mistake, but it turns out well, I believe. Get a good hit on the soldier and start this body shot on the scout. So they're already 2 down, and as you can see they're quite defensive at the back there. The medic's hiding away in the corridor. I'm just walking up there, throwing some spam out, and we push them out. We do lose a spy, but luckily, because of the good start that we had, it paid off. So I get 2 good pipes on scout and a good hit on the soldier as he tries to jump us. So we've lost none, I believe. I don't think we lost any players on our push, and they lost 2. However, as you can see, our medic is very, very weak. we're getting some good time, and we still got 5 minutes 40 to roll through onto last.
Success. We have been awarded additional time.
So because we have a healthy advantage as well, I think we're just going to send our heavies in. The sollies first, arm last. Oh wait, okay, maybe we'll lose them first. So on here, the main priority for me is to try and get as much damage, however, everyone was sort of spread out a little bit more, and I couldn't really do as much as I hoped. The heavy at the back sort of ruined it a bit, but I believe we get it, but I'm not quite sure. No, we don't. Actually, yeah, we do. Okay.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
So this time, the start of this was a bit of a balls up, so I might just skip it.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
Actually, no. Sorry, we're attacking.
Mission begins in 30 seconds. Mission 5, 4, 2, 1.
Once again, fantastic sentry placement. This time, I think we are all pretty much aware that the medic is top left. But I think we get confirmation first. As you can see, the demo has obviously got a sticky trap there because it's just staring at me. See, I think Jackal was at the left, was behind the medic at C, so he got the force. So I heard him say that, so I jumped across to try and force him out a bit, or actually to try and get any damage I could. I wasn't able to, but he forced back into that corridor and Jackal was able to just force him there. So it was a very, very good job by him. And I'm pretty sure they didn't have a sentry. Even though that was about 15 seconds ago. So as you can see, they're pretty much defensive. They're trying to get us to force too. So I jump across and I try and force them out again. I have a snipples on them, but I didn't really react quick enough to really go in. I wanted to, but I wasn't really too sure where they are. Jackal does get a force in them. I think we are forced back off. I believe might die. Perhaps not. I don't know. I mean, the main thing that I'm trying to achieve here is space, because obviously if I'm up here, it means my team can obviously get behind me, as there's no immediate threat. Sick air shot by me, fantastic. So once again, I'm just spamming them away. I know the soldier that was underneath me was weak anyway. And another one actually takes a pipe, as you can hear. I drop down to meet up with spin, but we sort of mistimed the push completely because, as you can see, they had Uber. However, I think again we might do it. No, I don't think we actually do this one. And Stunt showing his aim off there. I'm just going to fast forward once I respawn. So we push out through the right side. The demo is sort of out of position a bit. I don't think he should have really been up there because it was an easy pick. But I do go down as I was pretty much quite disconnected. I think the main fault behind that was I wasn't really aware of how much of what their demo was doing as he was taking out or putting damage onto some of our heavies. Thus I just carried on going, and because there was a gap in between us, we got disconnected and I died. So now I'm just trying to cut them off. I blow my stickies a little bit too early, so I don't actually get anything. And I do a stupid amount of damage. Stupid in the fact that I don't do any. The main reasoning why there's many cases where I don't do damage when I should do is pretty much down to my positioning and where I'm standing. So I think this time, oh, this is me changing my hat in game. No way, I was checking out what the barn door plank was. So this time we're actually going to lead in with the soldiers because Jackal tells me off. He's a bully. Both soldiers go in. I get a bit twitchy from the scout. And now I'm just trying to spam off anyone that I can. I get a good hit on the scout, which sort of draws him away a little bit. Which was quite lucky, because if I'm pretty sure that if I didn't hit him, he would have just gone straight at me still. They actually Uber, so we get some decent time on it again. Don't think we actually finish this push. If I remember correctly, we actually take crits in a second. I think this is just mainly because of the spawners they had. And the ammo that I don't have, as you can see. And the fact that I died. So there, I sort of overstayed my welcome. It was sort of getting more obvious that we weren't really going to do anything, but I think I stayed in just for the, you know, hoping that we would. So as we're running crits, and we are now sliding our way to C.
Take your doctor.
No idea why the demo is doing this, but never mind. So scout once again gets a good pick on the medic. When I say scout, obviously I do know he's a sniper. We have crits, and I believe we are ready to go in. We get 2 decent picks, actually no, 3 now. So I'm sort of like, well, we don't really need to use it, but Finn just does it anyway. It was a poor first sticky for me. It was incredibly poor. And I just sit on the point. Get ready for the sickest air shot as well. Boom! This was the part that I was starting to chat about next round, where it was a large miscommunication.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
As I was aware, Stark was going to be on top of that B part there, and he would run down into the connectors. However, that was not the case. He falls back. Well, he says he is. I think, oh wait, that's not Stark, that's a scout, and I die.
Alert! The control point is being captured.
Which is a risky play. However, we do have a teleporter, so everything's okay. As you can see, you're going to see Buffalo Bill just carefully pop his head over. He sees the danger and just gets out of it. So there you go. We sort of separate the demoman quite a bit. So Solly's able to finish him off. Once again, we have pretty okay positioning. Some of us are pretty weak, but we're able to just keep on going forward. I don't think the demoman, I think it took him a little bit too long to get the sentry down, and he should have really focused on trying to take the high ground or getting out at that point, but he got juggled around quite a bit, so he wasn't really able to do anything much more from there. Once again, you've got some spare time to just put stickies down. Here it's pretty much okay, it doesn't matter where you put them because no one's going to know. I blew them a bit too soon anyway, so I thought it was a bit further forward, and I thought after hitting that pipe, he's going to have to die. At this point in the game, I'm actually starting to hit pipes. Which is good for me, because most of my focus when I play is on pipes and hitting them. So as you can see, Tac just goes in. I follow up with him. At first I was a bit unsure of what he was doing because I was certain they had everyone there, but he killed a soldier and I helped him out to kill the other scout. I thought I killed that soldier, but it was actually Stark with another headshot from spawn. Considering he killed a number of their players from there, I wouldn't really think they would do that again. Whilst that was going on as well, Spin did get forced by Haunter in from the left side, which somewhat is responsible to me because I did just sort of leave him to go for kills. So I die at the start, foolishly again. I mean, we do get the early force and I think it gives us time to get Uber. Although I think actually our medic died, but yeah, as you can see our scouts just sort of cleaned everything up anyway. I'm pretty sure everyone was actually raging at that point when I died and Spin died. Everyone was getting really mad. And then we just sort of turned it around anyway. So they've got 3 minutes to cap B and then C.
Control point is being captured.
I'm going in with the scout here to just sort of slow it down a bit. So the demoman is on me. I'm pretty sure I died. Yeah. So once again, it's the scouts that sort of just focus me down. Doesn't really matter that much though, because again, because their scouts go so over aggressive on me, they're close to our medic and a soldier, who just takes them both out, and then the flanks are exposed for our scouts. It's sort of the story that was kind of what happened on Badlands as well. They focused me down too much, even though it's really, really annoying for me because I die all the time. But the more time those scouts spend focusing on me, it's sort of better, I guess. One thing we did notice with this game is that the scouts were just everywhere and not really doing what they needed to be doing. So I killed that scout on the point, and that solly on the floor was really tagged, and he goes down. Obviously I hear them coming from the left. So I get a really, really good hit on the demoman. And he goes down. And the solly there, he was really, really, really weak. But I'm not quite sure how he didn't die. But there, that was a good play. They had crits. It wasn't really known to us, but I achieved what I wanted with that sticky trap, which is to wait for him to jump down, because then, as long as I time it right, it will send him flying somewhere. So I think they've got 1 minute left, and they try and do one last attempt at maybe capping. So I take the assault. Well, I'm feeling pretty confident anyway, so I always just go up a bit more. Try and get someone that comes out of spawn straight away. And no, so they called GG anyway. So that was that game. It was a pretty, well, it was a lot better than the Badlands one. I hope to do more of these once I start playing. I had a bit of a break because it was football on Sunday and I was working yesterday. But hopefully after tonight's games I'll have some more stuff, and I am going to go back to just stream